G, would it be? It's Mr. Bubblegum Man, female's favorite, Slim Dairy Dope Boy, corporate gangster, St. Louis DJ MoneyNow himself. What's poppin', what's poppin', what's poppin'? Shout out to everybody that's been tuning in. Today's guest, Miss Leesh. I sent you, I accept your request.
How are you? This is not your average entrepreneur checking in.
Hey, what's happening?
Nothing much. What's going on with you? Oh, hold on.
Okay.
All right, kid. I'm on the live. Sorry.
No, you good, you
I'm in
good.
the field this time of day.
Yeah, I appreciate you stopping by and giving me your time, hour of your time.
An hour? I don't know if I got a whole hour for you.
You don't think you got an hour?
Probably don't have a whole hour, but I'm gonna get as much as I can. Like I said, you pick the time when I'm out here shaking and moving. I'm an entrepreneur.
Right.
So I don't have a whole hour for you.
No, I got
but
you.
I give you as much as I can, okay?
All right, bet that. All right, so let's get started. You know what I'm saying? I guess for those who haven't tuned in before, White Food Podcast is a just for fun, non-judgment zone. These questions that I'm asking is strictly to let other masculine heterosexual men like myself know what's out there. You know what I'm saying? So, with that being said, not your average entrepreneur. Are you ready to start?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right, cool. So let's start with some icebreaker questions. Tell the people your name, where you're from, age, what you do for a living, zodiac sign, shit like that.
Okay, so my name is Leesh. I'm 40. Can you see me?
Yeah, I can see.
Okay. So my name is Leesh. I just turned 40. Women should never tell their age.
Hey.
I'm proud of mine because I look damn good.
Happy belated birthday.
So I'm a Capricorn. I'm on the cusp, December 22nd. I think that's what they call it. And you said, what do I do for a living? Is that what you asked me also?
Yeah, yep.
Okay, so I'm a serial entrepreneur. I'm a mentor. I'm a coach. I'm a real estate investor, a builder. So I build houses for myself, and I make them production locations and Airbnbs. Sometimes, occasionally, I'll do flips, but I mainly keep most of my assets. I'm building a portfolio right now. So I had a portfolio of 9. I sold 2. I currently own 7 properties. Me and my business partner, we're about to be in ownership of our first commercial building. We will have a very large business containing a little over 60,000 square feet. So we'll be closing on that, hopefully in the next, probably month or so. We're actually pulling up to another one of our properties too. 8-unit, multi-unit.
Okay, that's what's up.
And then we have a bunch of single family houses. Like I said, we're about to get the 60,000 square foot commercial building as well. So yeah, we got a lot of stuff in the making right now. I teach people how to build. I teach people how to invest in real estate. I teach people how to get funding. Well, not only teach them, I actually get them the funding too. And if they're not fundable, I have business partners in place, like Fund Your Fortune, for example. That's who does my, he does. Hold on, someone's calling. Hold on. Oh. So he does all of our credit and stuff like that. He can help get business funding. Me, I'm more on the, I can get business funding too, but I kind of leave that up to him. Me, I'm more or less like if you want to get funding to purchase a property or to do a renovation loan or new construction loan, things of that nature. I can even do multifamily. I can do up to $10 million. The minimum that I usually get is, I got it. Hold on. Hold on. Take your Bluetooth off. Sorry. So the minimum that I get is, it'll be around 50,000 going up to 10 million. Sometimes we can do smaller loans, but I try not to get involved in those. Very time consuming. I do a mentorship program. I'm a neurolinguistics programming coach. So that means someone that studies the neurology of the brain. I tap into the unconscious mind and help you recalibrate your mindset and help you get past stuck points in your personal life and your career. And that helps me a lot because different people have different learning styles. And in that process of me helping them, just with their mindset and everything else, and heal from past trauma so that they can get to the next level. Sometimes it blocks their learning or blocks them from getting to the next step. So me being a mentor or me being someone that is coaching most people and teaching them, it gets frustrating if I'm not able to reach them. So they can say, yeah, like they're listening, and they really don't get it. So I would definitely want them to get it, and I want them to most definitely be able to be receptive to the information I'm giving them, so that we can ultimately make money together. That's always my goal in mentorship. I don't want to sit you in a classroom, take your money, and run off. Like that's little money to me, because the relationships that I build, I usually make so much more over a long period of time if I train you correctly, because it'd be like 1,000 little me's running around and we getting money, we have the same momentum, and they have some of the same resources. Then it makes my job out here a lot easier, and then it's just extra bags on the table I'm leaving by leaving you clueless, not knowing what's going on. So that's why I definitely want to reach more people, help people heal so they can get to the next level, even if it's not with me, and if it is, even better. And then, like I said, I have a passion for building people, but building houses, and seeing things transform. So whether it's a person or a thing, I have a thing for making things transform into something greater. I'm so good at that, and I love the process.
Okay, okay. That's
Yeah.
what's up. Sheesh. With the Leesh got all that shit going on. That's what I'm talking about. All right, so shout out to everybody that's tuned in on the live. If you haven't done so already, make sure you follow the Wife Pool Podcast and donate to the show so I can keep bringing these amazing women on to, dig deep into their minds. So with that being said, if you had to choose one word to describe you, what would it be and why?
Loyal.
Okay. Why loyal?
I would say loyal because when I really dedicate myself to something, whether it's a person, organization, or anything of that nature, I really put my all into it, and I'm dedicated to just keeping that attachment and showing acts of loyalty. And I always put in the universe what I want to get back. And I'm so big on loyalty, on receiving it. So I try to put it out there. Sometimes I'm loyal to the wrong people. It happens, but I don't hold it against them. It's just humans being humans. But I think loyalty is so important because it really runs everything. So whether you're dealing with someone when it comes to money, it's a money driven relationship, it's an intimate relationship, whatever kind of, even your family members. You have a disloyal family member, shit, you ain't fucking with them, right?
Right.
Like, for what? Eventually you're going to be like, you'll get tired of that shit. I don't care how much you love them. And then if you have a disloyal, let's say, business partner, everything else could be great. Y'all could be making hella money. But if you're a person that is about loyalty and integrity, if someone else isn't portraying that, no matter where it is, it's not going to work out from my experience. If anything lacks loyalty, whether it's your personal relationship with your wife, your husband, whatever, your boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever, girlfriend and girlfriend, however it goes. Um, if you're lacking that loyalty, then nothing's going to operate efficiently.
That's okay. Very well said. So I want to know, can you define what a wife is in your own words?
Well, you know what? I can, but a wife can be different things, because some people go off of if that's legally their wife or not. Some people got Commonwealth wives, and some people just call somebody their wife because that's like their wifey or whatever. And their definition of what somebody being wifeable is different. Some people might say, hey, if the sex is good and there's a hot meal on the table, hey, that's the wife. Somebody else might say, I don't care what she looks like or what's between her legs. Can she take me to the next level? Mentally, spiritually, financially, whatever is important to them. Now, my opinion of somebody who is a wife, somebody who's just going to hold you down. And like I said, loyalty would be the first thing. Because if a woman's not loyal to you, she's not, well, first, if she's not loyal to herself, she's not going to be loyal to you. So that's important. She has to be loyal and true to self before she can do anything for you. And if not, she's just weak. And you definitely want to have someone who has a backbone, because if you want to make somebody your wife, that's a life partner. With your intention to be a life partner, nothing always works out. Sometimes, cool, we know that. But your intention, you have to be intentional and say, okay, this is somebody I want to keep as my life partner. And a life partner, you got to think, well, you ain't always going to look good and be handsome and, have the sex and stuff like that down pack when you get a little older? Is there someone who's going to love you regardless when you don't have these things? If you go from driving a Bentley to a bus, is she riding with you?
Hmm.
Something happened with your kids, or something happened to you. She gonna take care of your kids. Is she gonna be loyal beyond your physical existence? Well, these no woman that you should definitely choose, or is someone who definitely is going to be the same person whether you're around or not, and somebody who really truly and genuinely loves you for you. So when they strip you of all the big chains and the nice cars, if it ever happens, like, do she still got you? Do she got your kids? Does she gonna make sure your mom has a Mother's Day gift every year? She gonna make sure that your mom, gets her doctor's appointments when she gets sick? Like, that's really a good wife. She definitely should know what she's doing behind closed doors, because if not, you're gonna be out there shopping. And she definitely should know how to cook. I'm Puerto Rican, so like cooking and catering to my man is so important because that's my culture. But somebody else from another culture, that might not be important to them. So it's just a preference thing.
Okay. Okay. Very well said. So, tell me about your ideal honeymoon.
Honeymoon. You know what? I just love being next to the water. Sometimes I go on vacations by the water, so again, it's a preference thing. I would just want to be somewhere that's near the water, and I want to be somewhere peaceful, and I want to be somewhere around good energy and good vibes, even if it's just me and the other person. I feel like if I'm joining into a partnership like that, I feel like that's something super intimate and special to me. I've been married before, and we didn't per se go on the honeymoon we wanted to, because of the restrictions that we were dealing with at the time. We both had some legal stuff going on, and we were both in the streets. We were really young. I got married at 20, so just being around our friends and being able to tell everybody, "Ooh, we got married," and me having this big ass ring. I was so excited, and I had a title. But where I am in life right now, that's not gonna work for me. I would need something I don't want a lot of people there either, because I'm about quality over quantity. Whoever is around me, whether it's for my wedding or the honeymoon, it would have to be somebody with super good energy, someone that's super happy for me. No haters are allowed. I wouldn't do it for the fans. I would just do it for me and my guy. I wouldn't even want a lot of people there. And then if our honeymoon could just be us, I'd prefer that. Like, just us, just going over our thoughts and our plans, and just embracing each other and just enjoying each other. Like, that's all I can say, because I can't really think of exactly where I would want to go. But definitely water has to be included. Water and nice climate. Yeah, for sure.
Okay, that's what's up. So, do you drink, smoke, or do hard drugs?
No, I don't drink. I'm sorry, I don't smoke or do hard drugs. Occasionally I'll do some drinking socially, but really not my thing. I won't.
Okay. So, at this point in your life, do you feel like you know how to pick the good man from the wrong man?
I think I'm on the sun. Hold on one second. Can you do me a favor? Call my contractor and just tell him that I am on a business call, please. Sorry, I handle the business too.
No, for
Can
sure,
you
for sure.
call and text Edgar, both of them, and just tell them I'm on a business call, and I'll contact them when I'm done. All right. Sorry about that.
No, no problem. So basically, the question was like, do you know how to choose the right man from the wrong man at this point in time?
Um, well, I think I've done better. I think I had to do some work on myself. That's why I say these women have to be real and true and ready themselves, because I feel like I wasn't always ready. I felt like because I was pretty and I had good qualities that automatically pick me, I'm a good catch. But was I really a good catch? I had a lot of trauma issues from growing up. I had a lot of passed down traumas and fears projected into me from my mother. She still does it, and I have to check her sometimes. Like, I have to stop her. Don't project that onto me. Like, your fears are your fears, your experiences are your experiences, and your upbringing's yours. I have mine. I'm good. And not saying I disrespect her, because I truly don't, but I had to start setting those boundaries, because it could be your own mother that can talk bullshit into you, or your father, whatever. And you have to be really, really careful with that. For example, like, a mother can teach her children her insecurities about men cheating, and then all of a sudden now you're a woman that is jumping into a relationship, but you're always scared that someone's going to cheat on you. So even if they don't cheat, you're going to think they're going to cheat, or you're going to drive them to cheat because you're going to get the hell on their nerves. So I had to do, like I mentioned earlier, I'm master certified in neurolinguistics programming. It was a very intense program. Anybody who knows about NLP coaching or training, they know it's no joke. Like, it's not cheap, and you really have to put your all into it. Fully dedicate yourself, your whole mind, your whole schedule, from like morning to night during the whole process, because you can't let anybody interfere with your emotions or your thoughts at that time in order to totally recalibrate. And I've done that, and I was able to do that before I can help others. And that's why I really like the program, and I've learned so much from it when it comes to, you have to fix yourself before you can fix someone else. And I noticed that me dealing with a lot of people on a day to day, it was important to do that. But not only that, my whole life consumed me, like, as far as work. But I mean, I was like, okay, well, when am I going to really date? Like, yeah, a guy could take me to a fancy dinner or whatever, or spend money on me. But like, that's not for a woman like me. I'm more about substance, and I'm more about how we can build together if I'm going to invest my limited time on you. So what was I doing wrong to be a magnet to the wrong men? And then I get mad at them for their actions. But the thing is, I had some work to do, because some of their actions may have been a reaction to something I was giving off. And that's where I go back to some of them insecurities and fears and negative mindsets that your parents can really plant into you from a little girl, into a woman. Or you could let, let's say, a guy play you out, and you like, man, fuck him, I'm over him, I'm on to the next nigga, and I'm this and I'm that. Listen, you're still damaged.
Right.
You're still broken, and you're damaged. You're just covering it up. That's why so much of these girls, they wear makeup. You know what I'm saying? Honestly, I don't wear makeup like that. I don't. I'm not covering anything up. You will see my lashes pop, and that's it. But I like the natural look, and I want a guy who wants a girl with natural, because I'm not trying to be something I'm not. There's nothing I'm trying to cover. There was a time when I was that girl. I'm not trying to cover anything up anymore.
That's real. That's real. Okay, okay.
I'm attracting some really good guys, though. I will say, like, the quality of men I'm attracting is like, I'm like, wow, I didn't even think I was his type. Wow, I didn't even think he was my type. But the conversations and the moves I'm making with men, and the attraction they're giving me, and the just the treatment, just the straight princess treatment I'm getting, is just, it's amazing, amazing, amazing. I actually have somebody really special in my life right now that was really a good friend, and we're taking it to a different level now. We're really building, and he's just a really nice guy. And I don't think I've ever been treated like this before. So I'm really seeing the results of the changes I've made within myself, for sure.
Hey, you know what I'm saying? Like the famous saying goes, you got to be the change you want to see in this world. So you're attracting what you are. So that's what's up. So
Yeah, you get what you put out in the universe. If you're a decent person, you're gonna get decent people. If you got some flawed shit with you, you're gonna have some flawed men coming your way, and then you're gonna be like, well, you did that, and we're good with that. But women, we have to be more authentic and just take up accountability. Like, what did you do to attract these guys? Your titties and ass are out. Of course he wants to fuck. No, he doesn't want to
right.
wipe you. Like, of course he met you. Yeah, you were drunk, falling over in a club. Like, he wants to take you home that night. Sure. Does he want to call you tomorrow? No, unless he just wants to fuck again. I mean, let's just be real. If he looks you in a supermarket and he's looking at your choice of foods, and you look like you take care of yourself, cool. If you have a bunch of bonbons and chips and ready to eat meals in your cart, and he's a guy that likes home cooked meals, you're not going to work for him. You might be attractive, and again, he's probably going to want to hit you and keep it moving, because you're not even his kind of girl. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And into church or into the Quran, and you're not into something like this, you're not in a religion, you're not spiritual, you don't believe in nothing, you're just lost. You may have some great qualities, but you don't fit what he can take home to his mother or his children. There's just so many different things. And then the love languages, man, people need to study love languages too, because if it's a guy who's into physical touch and you're a person that does not like to be touched, then it's not going to work out. Eventually y'all going to bump heads. If you're a person that wants quality time, for example, I am really about quality time.
All right, so let me pause you right there, because that was actually my next question. Go ahead, rank your top 5 love language is from most important to least important. So quality time being one.
Well, quality time is the most important. Definitely gifts. I like gifts. Not even the monetary part, but I just like the thoughtfulness part of it. But quality time is like my number one. If I could just pick one, it'd just be that. If I had to pick others, then again, it would be gifts. The third one would be words of affirmation. I love communication and I love to be, talked to a certain kind of way. And then, what was that? Two, three, three. The fourth one I would say is acts of service. I like acts of service.
Okay. And
And
physical touch will round it out.
physical touch used to be one of my top. That's kind of my last. Physical touch is cool, but I don't need anybody too touchy feely. I mean, I don't mind it, but it's not a deal breaker for me. Mm-mm.
I got you. Okay. So I want to know, like, not in the relationship, but like when you, I guess, leading or just dating towards building towards that relationship, what's a red flag in your opinion?
There's three things that are a red flag for me forever, like from the beginning to the end. A liar, a person that is, if I see something's not mutual, I'm just off it, period. Because there was a time in my life where I was doing the chasing, but I'm actually the catch. So I don't mind putting a little bit of effort, but the chasing part, I'm not here to chase nobody. I'm just too good of a woman, so I just don't like that. I don't like liars. I feel like the liar, anybody who lies to me, that's not being loyal, and I can't trust you. And if I can't trust you, I have too much assets and too much stuff going on to be around someone I can't trust. Like, I'm the boss. They're the boss too, but I'm a boss. So I can't, I have to be able to trust you. There's too much shit going on in my life to not be able to trust somebody. As far as multiple women, it's a turnoff, but believe it or not, it's not like the worst thing for me, honestly. I know it sounds crazy to some women. We can argue about this all day. I used to be the kind of girl where I didn't even want you to look at another girl. Let you get a phone number. Oh my God, it's an argument. Now, to be honest with you, I don't really care what people do when they're not around me. I just don't want them to care what I do when I'm not around them. I'm just not a person that mess around with a lot of guys, naturally. Like, I will flirt. I'm a flirt all day long. Anybody who is like my friend first don't know. I flirt my ass off, but it's innocent flirting. It's not like the slutty flirting, so it's okay. And if a guy is like, if he mess up, it's kind of like one of them things where I have to weigh out my options and say, well, is he a 90% or a 10%er? And when I say that, it's like, are you 90% good and 10% flaw? And if you're only little 10% flaws, you slip up with a bitch out there, it's like, you human. It's like in your DNA. If it happens, it's not the worst thing, because I threw away 90%ers over the 10% bullshit that I could have really overlooked.
That's real.
Mm-hmm.
So I do want to know, what do you value most about a man?
What do I value most about a man?
And if you need me to throw out some options, I got some. So,
I can't. When you say most, when you put words like most in there, that's like me prioritizing one over the other. So I say most. So when you say that, what kind of options are you asking me for? And I'll try to see which is most important.
Got you. Because I'm gonna do them in pairs. Because like you say, ain't nothing like cut and dry. So I'm gonna link them in pairs. So we got education and degrees. You got money and stability. You got looks and dig and stick. You got masculinity and energy. You got wisdom and understanding. You got honesty and sense of humor. You got confidence and leadership, or you got ambition and drive. I know that's kind of a lot, but any one of those pairs stood out.
That's why I say there's just so many things I like in men. I just love men. But I would say, if I had to put them in order, I would say stability, because of where I am. Definitely have to have somebody stable. Can't have anything less. And I love masculinity. I love a real masculine man. And then I love ambition. The rest of it is kind of like, the looks and the dipstick. Is that what you called it?
I call it dig and stick. You know what I'm saying?
Stick, whatever it is, the stick and the look. Used to be, when I was younger, like, you had that and money. Oh yeah, you're a winner. But for me, that's not the most important, because that's the least important, actually. That's not going to get me nowhere. That's not gonna get me nowhere when I that's not gonna get me nowhere for where I'm trying to go. Like that can never get me nowhere.
No, for sure, for sure. So, you got a favorite physical feature about a man?
Yes. Tall, dark, handsome, good hair, pretty teeth, clean fingernails for sure. Definitely have to be able to dress because I love a man that can dress. Smell good. You have to smell really, really, really good. Um, you have to. You said physical features.
Yeah, yeah. So, I mean, you
I
gave me
still
some. So,
got small feet, and I don't like. I mean, I have nothing against nobody because look, I'm not a skinny girl, but I don't like big guys. I don't like no overweight guys. That ain't gonna work for us. um, but yeah,
no, that yeah,
yes, yes,
that's
Vanessa, good hair. Did you hear the whole thing? But yeah, definitely, I love a good braided hair and beautiful teeth. Um, nice fingernails, and then on the penis side of things, we're not gonna get too. It is daytime, so we ain't gonna go into it, but that's important.
okay. Okay. So, I want to know, like, when you did get married, was it legal marriage or was it just a ceremony of love?
Oh no, it was both. I still have his last name. I'm a widow, unfortunately. Rest in peace to my that was the love of my life at one time. But yeah, definitely.
My condolences.
I, yeah, I did keep his. I know you don't have no hair, baby, but your beard is good hair, okay? But yeah, anyway,
Face that.
that's another conversation. No,
I know.
I'm responding to the comments, but we got legally married and we got married Islamically as well, both.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. So what's your thoughts on prenups?
You know, I have two opinions about it. I feel like prenups will definitely protect certain people from problems because problems can arise. But honestly, I actually really value being with somebody where we both got motion. So money's really not the argument. And if I am going to marry somebody, I want to make sure that that person is my best friend first. So if things don't work out, we're going to make sure it's a fair trade, fair trade, no robbery. Like nobody's trying to get over on nobody because thank you. But yeah, if anybody was to marry me, I would definitely want it to be a man that is loyal. So our loyalty is so important because a loyal man and a man with motion is not going to try to get over on me. And actually, our goal is to build together. So let's build some shit together. And if shit don't work out, we just going to break bread. And it should be like that. Anything less is just not a quality of man that I should even entertain anyway. And I'm not a gold digger. I do like money, definitely. Because of all the stuff I have going on, like nobody can come in my world and not offer me something. You have to bring something to the table, and it has to be something that's either matching what I'm doing or getting close to it. It's not really a dollar amount, but I'm looking to build. Even if you're not my husband, like, what do you want to be my boyfriend for? Are we building? Are we working towards marriage? Because there's a lot of tax benefits to that too. So like so marriage is a business. So if you want to be in business with me ultimately, then that definitely should be a conversation too.
Okay. So tell me about your thoughts on divorce.
Divorce happens, and that's okay, but I like to avoid divorce if possible. You're supposed to make all efforts to try to work it out, and if you can't, then you just got to handle your business. Sometimes you got to know, just like these properties, I had to learn the hard way, just like I did with my old marriage and these properties. Sometimes I hold on a little bit too long. Well, I'm free from that now. We ain't even gonna speak that into existence, but I used to be into that. I don't do that anymore. I feel like we'll work it out as much as we can, and if we best friends, we're gonna be able to kick it. We'll figure out what works for us, and if it ain't gonna work, then it just don't work. We try everything. We try it all, and then when it doesn't work, then hey, we went out with a fight. You're just gonna be my friend.
Okay. So say you get married again. Are you hyphenating your last name?
That's a discussion me and my new husband will have, and I am definitely not a person that is not submissive to my man. Believe it or not, as tough as I might come across, when I am with the right leader, I will follow. And whatever my man decides and I decide is fair, then we'll just handle it at that time.
Okay. So tell me about your thoughts about men with children.
I love children. I'm actually really close to I've only been in two relationships in my life and serious ones. My husband and I had another one here in Atlanta. And I'm actually still involved with both of their children. My stepchildren from my first marriage, well, my only marriage, are they are 21 and 25. I've been around since they were 4 years old and 6 months old. That's Fiki and Simone. They are my stepchildren. Love them lots. I've never missed a beat over the last 21 years, and I'm still here. I'll probably be here. This is a lifetime thing. We dug in, we locked in. And as far as my ex-boyfriend from here, me and his children are pretty close. His youngest daughter, me and her, we still see each other very frequently, and that probably won't stop. Whoever I'm with probably would have to accept that part of me because I would be the same way with their kids. I love kids. I just don't have any of my own, but I love kids, and I love a man that could be a father. There's nothing better than for me to see a man be a good father because if they're not, that would be a deal breaker for me.
Got you, got you. Okay. So I understand you say you're not a gold digger. So I want to know, can you truly be submissive to a man who makes less money than you?
I would never. I wouldn't
You
even date a man who makes less money than me. There's no point.
okay.
Because how can he take me to the next level? And if I take him to the next level, he's still going to be behind. So for me, I'm not interested in that. I have done that though. I have done that. And I was somewhat submissive to him actually, and it just still didn't work. He still cheated on me. So we're not together now. So yeah, let's just not do that. I'd rather cry in a Bentley.
Okay. So in the event of marriage, if one of our debt, one of us has debt, does it become our debt?
Um, I guess it would depend. If me and him are building again and we get some money together, then I don't see a problem with that actually. But if you coming in with a whole bunch of baggage, debt and baby mama shit going on and baggage and trouble and drama and too many bills, that might be a problem for me too. Because I'm not here to inherit more debt than I came into the situation with. Just like I'm not really dumping my debt on them like that. Like they can contribute a little bit, but some of my stuff would just be my stuff. And I just like to keep it that way.
Got you, got you. So would you consider yourself to be a free spender?
No,
Okay. So you ever applied for bankruptcy before?
never.
Would there be a limit to your spending in a joint account with your future husband?
Oh yeah, there's a limit on my own account. I'm very frugal. Everybody knows me. I'm pretty frugal. I mean, I like nice things to an extent, but I'm pretty frugal. I mean, I do have a lot of mortgages and I'm always building houses and investing in stuff. So I don't really spend money like that. Like the average person, how they wear like a bunch of name brand stuff and go shopping every week and get these $700 weaves and shit. It's like not even me because I'm just more of a natural girl anyway. So, and most of my time is spent in the field working. So I don't even spend that much money.
Okay. And now I didn't ask you in the beginning, but I want to know, is that your what's your nationality, ethnicity?
I'm Puerto Rican.
Got you, got you.
Puerto Rican
Okay.
American. I'm a Philly Rican.
Really, Rick.
That's what they call me.
So Leesh, do you have any anger management issues?
No, at one point I did. Definitely when I was a troubled teen and I was going through some stuff, some traumatic stuff. Absolutely.
Can you tell me about some of your toxic traits?
I think my toxic traits are, hmm. Most of my toxic traits, I would say, are driven by like, okay, like the actions of a man. It would be like a reaction. So I'll tell somebody not to do something and I do it. Or I'll tell somebody not to call me and I'll block them and then I end up calling them or reaching out to them. Like, I don't know. I did that with like a guy I used to date and my ex-boyfriend, like I tell him not to call me no more, but then we end up getting together.
Mm.
Like something like that might be toxic to me. Or telling them not to do something and me doing it. That's a little toxic to me. I don't know. I think that's really it. I mean, I'm pretty cool. I really don't have that much shit going on. I kind of fix most of it. I'm sure I'm a human and there's some shit left, but I'm pretty simple.
Nah, that's real. So I do want to know, like, can you control your mouth when you're angry?
Oh yeah, absolutely. that came with age, experience, and like I said, that work I did on myself. Yeah, for sure.
That's what's up. I'm actually interested in doing some of that work myself, so I'm gonna tap in with you outside of this podcast.
Listen,
So,
when I tell you game changer, it will help you in every aspect of your life. And I mean, that's all I can say. And just to let you know, like a lot of people on here, one thing I don't like is a lot of people on here, they be doing so much flexing and they be saying they could do stuff and got stuff that they ain't got and all that. Like, you see this? I ain't gonna give people my government because I don't trust these folks. It's the internet. But I'll show you a little something of what I got, right?
okay.
I'll show you a little something of what I got. Hold on. One second. I'm gonna lay it all out for you.
All right. Yeah, take your time, man. So in the meanwhile, while she doing that, shout out to everybody that's on the live.
So this right here, these are all my certifications and what I say I can do. If I say I can do something, I do it.
God damn.
Yeah, these are all my certifications, and then I'm gonna give you one better. You know what that came from?
What?
That came from a girl who never gave up, who was a runaway by the time she was 13, a drug dealer by the time I was a stripper by the time I was 15. I was a drug dealer by the time I was 18, and I had 3 felonies by the time I was 24. And the last completed grade was 9th grade. I was raised so poor. I probably had 1 pair of sneakers for the whole school year or 2, and shared a bed with my sister until I was about 11. So when they say they can't do it, they full of shit. And when they say they do it, tell them to just ask for receipts, cause I got mine.
Yeah.
I got to go with it too for all these houses I own. So when I'm giving saying up, I got real motion. I got real receipts too.
Yeah. I fucks with. Okay. I ain't fucking with you, Leesh. So I do want to know too. Like, first of all, congratulations. That was a hell of a story. I think you should write a autobiography one day.
I am. And I'm working on that. Actually, that's why it's crazy because my producer that's who was calling me. Yeah, he's we're putting some shit together. I have a course I'm dropping. I already recorded it. We're just editing it, and because of my schedule, as you can see, it's crazy. It's taking forever. But I have a course I'm dropping on everything I do as far as the real estate building and all that stuff. I'll later on down the line drop courses on other stuff, but I'm gonna start with that because that is my number one passion. And then I'm also working on my book and my movie. I've wrote 2 movies and I'm sorry, I didn't write no movies. Let me not say that. I didn't write nothing. I helped with 2 movies. I helped with the locations, the casting, assistant director. I was a production assistant, production coordinator, whatever you want to call it. I did all the set building and the props and stuff for a movie recently called Coke Queens coming out. I also had another movie I helped. I really saved both of these movies from start to finish and did all the background stuff and even acted in both of them too on top of it with multiple characters for a truck stop dweller and Coke Queen. So I'm gonna, from that I got the experience of really putting a whole movie together because I was in charge of everything except holding the camera. And then on the second movie I actually held the camera a little bit too. So now I got a lot of the experience and now I know where I need to go as far as with making my own. So that's definitely going to be it. I feel like my story might not be crammed into one movie. So I'll probably start with the movie and then end up with like a docuseries or something like that.
Yeah. Okay. So getting back to the questions, I want to know, have you ever caused a big scene in public?
Absolutely. Oh, yeah. I said I'm Puerto Rican. I'm from Philly, of course. And I used to like to fight. So yeah, absolutely, caused plenty of big scenes. I'm the showstopper, literally. Like with my ex-husband, I dragged so many hoes out of clubs. Like I parked in front of their jobs. I damn near was hiding under cars for real. And then like if I just heard somebody was saying something about me, I'm definitely pulling up. I don't do that no more. Of course, I have too much to lose, but I was definitely pulling up. Like, yeah, I don't care where you at. You can be in a cafeteria. You can be at a club. You can be around your homies. If I find out you playing with me, pull up. I used to do all that. It got me nowhere. You know what it got me? It got me talked about like I was crazy. It got me single. It got me uninvited to stuff. It was terrible. And looking back, I just was like, wow. And again, once you do that work, you'll start looking at the behavior in others and analyzing your previous behaviors and be like, ugh, yeah. But I've done that a lot. Actually, me and my ex-boyfriend broke up because of that. It's because he was doing a whole bunch of shit, and one day I just got tired of it. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna pull up on his ass and really tell him how I feel. But I did it in front of him and all his cousins on his block where they used to hang out. It's almost like a clubhouse. And he was
Man.
like, then I threw his fucking keys at him. I was like, fuck you, I'm done with you. That's how we broke up. And now I'm looking back, I'm like, why did I just look so classless like that? What made me do that? That's when I know I had to get control over my emotions, because that's not cool. You should definitely have full control over your emotions in any situation. So won't see me doing that. You might see me block somebody, but I will not do that.
No, that's real. That's growth, maturity for sure.
Oh.
So I want to know, do you ever feel like it's okay to call a man a bitch?
I did that night too. Nope, it's not. Shouldn't do that.
Man, have you ever been shot at, stabbed, or jailed for a major crime? I mean, I think I know the answer to the last one, but you ain't got to go into
But
detail.
have I ever been what?
Shot at, stabbed, or jailed for a major crime?
I've been shot at, but not by the police, if
No,
that's what you're saying.
no. Just
I
random.
shot at people and I've been shot at. I've stabbed people and I've been stabbed. I actually had 16 stitches in my head going
Oh,
across. When I was 17 years old, I almost died. And I can't show you because I got a turtleneck on, but she actually tried to poke me in my chest. I was beating this girl up that kept trying me and my ex-boyfriend. She kept stalking us, breaking windows. I was in hair school at the time. She kept popping up at the hair school, breaking my window, flattening tires, all kinds of crazy mess. And one day I didn't go to school, and she was actually trying to do it to him, to his car. And I just had enough, and I just went to go get her. And I was young. I was 17. This lady was like 30 years old. But yeah, so I seen her and I started to try to drag her out of her car, and I started punching her in the face and grabbing her by her hair, and her wig came off and she was able to move. That gave her a little bit more mobility. She was able to move and grab something. And back then we had Nextel chirp. So I seen something. I'm thinking it's a chirp. That's how old I am. It was an Nextel chirp. And well, that's what I thought it was. And so she hit me in the head with it. I ain't think nothing of it. I'm like, oh, this bitch hit me in the head with a fucking phone. I'd start punching her harder, no problem. So then my ex-boyfriend ran outside, was like, yo, Leesh, what you doing? Oh shit, you're bleeding. And I went like this, and I tasted it to see if it was blood or sweat. And it was blood. And I really went crazy on this girl. Like, I pulled her by her neck out of the car. She halfway out the car. And then I seen when she's halfway at the car, she went to stab me on my chest, and I fell back. She did puncture a little bit, but she didn't puncture enough to get my heart. But it's on the left side where my heart was. I would have died that day. And then I just passed out. I was fighting her until I passed out. And then they called an ambulance, and she ended up going to jail and losing her nursing license for that. You know, but I shot at like two different people in my life. I've been grazed by bullets. One time it had nothing to do with me. I just walked in a lure for, like, it was the day before New Year's a couple of years ago, and they were shooting at someone, and I went to jump over the bar to protect myself, and I got grazed on my leg. And it wasn't too bad, so I just kind of went home. Nothing, it burned a little bit, no big deal. I got into a shootout in Atlanta, actually. Someone tried to kill my ex-boyfriend because he approached them about a package missing off of one of my rental properties. And the guy was trying to kill him, and I ended up shooting at him and saving my ex-boyfriend's life, to be honest with you. That's the only time I had to really like shoot at somebody, other than me just shooting at like a car when I was younger and doing some wild shit. But actually shooting at a person, I only did it out of self-defense one time. I didn't hit him, thank God, so I don't want to hurt anyone. I just wanted to make sure that he didn't further hurt, who I was with. But I was grazed outside of a club in Philly before, back in 2005. I think it was like 2005 or 2006, something like that. I actually did get grazed out front of a club. And I was in the front seat of a car, and the bullet went through the back window. It didn't hit the back passenger. It just came through my seat. Lucky me, right? You get what you put out in the universe. I was wild back then, and I was just in the wrong place at the wrong time. It did leave a mark, but thank God it didn't puncture anything crazy.
right.
So I was okay. Like I said, I used to live definitely a colorful life.
Hmm.
I'm done with all that now, though. Thank God. I definitely would never return to those environments again.
No, that's real. You ever been in a gang?
Oh no,
Okay.
I am the gang.
You said I am gang.
Like
Okay.
no, I'm not. I am not a gang. I'm just playing, guys. Okay, no, just kidding. Joke.
Hey, shout out to everybody that's on the live, man. If you haven't done so already, follow the Waifu Podcast and donate to the show. The cash app is in the pinned comment. So I want to know, Leesh, like in a relationship, what would I say if you and I was together and we go out in public? What would I be doing to another woman that you will deem as flirting?
Flirting don't really bother me anymore. You compliment somebody, tell them they beautiful, just talk a little talk, bat your eyes, whatever. As long as there's nothing too disrespectful where it's like overboard and you're not being physically, whatever, and you're not just going too far,
Yeah.
then it's kind of like, it's just like a conversation piece. Like, damn, baby, you might have to flirt with her ass. She got an 800 fucking credit score and she's finna buy this property off of us. No problem.
Mm.
I that doesn't bother me at all. As long as you're just not crossing that line. If it's friendly flirting, and not in a more sexual or explicit way or a physical way, then I'm cool with it actually. Shit, you could buy her a drink, whatever you got to do. Get her over to this table. Let's see how we could talk about building with her too. So that's cool.
Okay. All right. So I also want to know, are you vaccinated?
Yeah. Unfortunately, I didn't want to be.
Hey, it'd be like that sometime. So
Yeah.
I want to know too, with you being a phenomenal career woman, do you feel like your career is more important than your family had if and when you do have children or young?
Honey, ain't no if because I'm not having no children, but
Oh,
uh my work life to me, like I said, it used to be just everything. And it got to a point where I didn't have a social life or a dating life. And I thought that was a problem for me. Might not be a problem for someone else. It was a problem for me because of the priorities I have in, my friendships and relationships. I really value them. So I definitely want a little bit of time for it. But that's why I kind of try to get the people that are around me on what I'm on. So when we're getting together, we're talking about, fun and investments, not people.
right. And then it probably makes sense where quality time is your number one love language because ultimately you could be around the people you love and do
Yeah.
what you want to do in life.
Exactly. Quality time is everything for me, but I don't want too much of it either. I like it in doses for sure, because I definitely like my alone time. I like to be in my thoughts and just in planning and things like that. So I like people in doses.
Okay. So I want to know who will be considered the prize in a relationship,
Me,
men or women?
me.
So women.
Men's never a prize for me.
Okay.
It used to be that way. The tables have turned.
Don't they always do?
Not always,
So,
but in this case, they sure did.
so do you believe that men and women are equal?
In some ways, sure. But women are never going to be equal to man, and that's where women get it twisted. They always want to be. I don't want to be equal with a man. I want my man to be the masculine one. I want him to be the leader. Come protect me. Come boss me around sometimes. I like that shit. I'm always bossing people. I want somebody to come and boss me.
Mm-hmm.
I boss people out there. When I come in the door, be that person for me. I don't never want to be equal with my man, and I'm definitely not paying equal bills either. So no equalness over here. But in some ways, like whatever they can do, I can probably do, and some things I can even do better in that sense, in the business world and things like that. But other than that, no.
Okay. So do you like to be cold approached by men?
Do I like to be what?
Cold approach, basically like saying if you're out and about, possibly handling your business or even just shopping, and a man see you from afar, you never seen him, and he just saw you, saying like, damn, that ass fat. Let me go see what's up. Hey, what's up, baby? I mean, he ain't necessarily got to say that, but it's something about you that made him approach you without you giving him any choosing signals. Do you like that?
That happens all the time.
Do you like that?
It depends. It depends on their approach. But honestly, surprisingly enough, people think I like a lot of attention. I actually don't. I've been getting so much of it my whole life that it's kind of like, it depends what mood I'm in. Like if I'm just kicking it, like, and I'm in my own, like I said, I be in my own thoughts sometimes. Sometimes I'm just in a mood where I just don't want to be around people. I don't even want to be around them men. So for me, it's like a man coming up to me while I'm just I love cooking and I love like food shopping and stuff alone. I don't like going with anyone. It's not anything personal. If I got a man, he could just tell me what they want, but I get it. But I don't want nobody food shopping with me like that. So that's a time when I'm just kind of just in my own little world. I don't really want a guy kind of like follow me around the supermarket or y'all call it grocery store here, whatever. I don't want a guy following me. If I'm doing something with family or something like that, or like I said, sometimes I get my people's kids and stuff like that. I don't want to be around. I don't want a guy approaching me at a time like that. And sometimes if I'm doing a ladies' day, which we usually do on Sundays, um, I kind of don't even want guys approaching me then. I don't know. Now that you say it, I kind of don't like guys approaching me now. I think that's where I am in life now. I think at one time it was cool, but now I don't think I like that too much. But if they're being respectful and they're not being like weird about it, sometimes I'll turn those into business relationships. So those are not so bad.
Okay. No, that's real. And the reason I asked that, I asked all the ladies that come on the show that question because on my other podcast, FEMALEHOLIC, where I teach men about accountability, I just encourage them not to cold approach because if a woman really like you, she gonna put herself in your orbit, and you should pick up on the choosing signals and then pursue. And because at that point, it's a warm approach or even a hot approach versus a cold approach. Yeah.
Hmm.
So I want to know too. Besides a man being a not so good father, what's some other deal breakers for you?
Um, if I don't see a guy that's constantly trying to improve himself, I'm always trying to improve myself. My guy got to be the same way. And I'm not just talking about financially. Financially, yeah, that's cool. You should always be trying to get a bag, but don't be so consumed by money. I don't like guys who are too consumed by money because if money and clout is your priority in life, then that means that you could be fucking with me and a girl with more money or more access to money or more clout. You can leave me for her. Like if that's all you're worrying about, like you have to have some substance. If they don't, that's a deal breaker. It like no stability is a deal breaker. If you too thirsty for other women, that's definitely a deal breaker. From my experience, it's just like it's never gonna work. Um, if they're too clingy or too needy, I don't like that. Um, somebody who don't take care of his mom. If you don't take care of your mother, I don't like you. I don't. There's nothing we could do
Eh,
to go back. So yeah, there's nothing I can do with a guy that don't take care of his mother or don't take care of people around him. I like guys that are compassionate. I don't like guys that I have to ask. If I have to ask you for stuff or ask you to do certain things, then I most definitely you ain't the guy for me. For sure.
okay, okay. And have you ever cheated before?
Yep.
Okay.
Why can't
And,
I see myself? Did I do something wrong?
you can't see yourself no more.
No.
I can still see you. I think we can still see you. Okay, now you gone. Okay, now you
I'm
back.
here?
Yeah, you
Okay.
back now. Okay. So everybody lies, right?
I think. I don't know.
So what kind of liar are you?
Um, I try not to lie anymore, but if I do lie, I think I lie more about how long I'm in. My friends that are on here know it's not a secret. I'll lie about my timing. I'm really bad with time management. I'm getting better with it. That's why for me to be on this on time, I'm surprised I did, but yeah. Um, I'll lie, and I don't know why I do it, but I'll lie and be like, "Hey, I'll be 15 minutes," and I know I just got out of the shower or I ain't even getting it. Something like that I'll lie about. And that's no secret. All my friends know it. So they lie to me and tell me something started at 5 o'clock. So when I get there at 6:30, it just starts at 6:45, 7. And I'll be like, damn, why you lie? And I'll be like, okay, I lied to them too. So I said that I'll be here at 5 and I got here at 6:30. So like I said earlier, you get what you put out in the universe. Um, I used to lie a lot more. I don't really lie. I don't like to be lied to. I try not to lie. I really get nothing out of it. I think I'm just getting to a point in life where it's like, yo, it is what it is with me. Like you gonna take it or leave it. I stopped doing all that lying for what? to protect your feelings. You don't even care about mine, for real. I'm not lying no more.
Okay, yeah, honesty is the best policy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what's up. So I want to know, like, do you feel like you have to be in a legal marriage in order to perform the wifey duties?
I have a problem with performing them before I'm supposed to, and I need to stop that. That's just the way I was raised back to like our customs and stuff. You
Mm-hmm.
know, I kind of knew how to do wifey duties by the time I was like 10 or 11. You know, I had to take care of my little brothers, take care of a household. So you have to know how to take care of a household and kids by the time you like 10, 11, 13, whatever. You know, I kind of already know. And it's like second nature to me because that's our culture. You know, we're very catering. Um, and I like doing stuff like that. I enjoy it. So if it is a guy that I feel like is somebody that I think is going to stick around and is worthy, then I will most definitely naturally do that stuff.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
So I want to know too. Do you feel like you need a man?
No.
You said no.
No.
Okay. Do you embrace having a strong, independent woman mindset?
Oh yeah, I love it.
Okay, that's what's up. Are you willing to submit to your man's control and rule?
To do what now?
Are you willing to submit to your man's control and rule?
Um, to an extent.
Okay.
I would never do something 100% until that's earned. That's kind of something that's earned because if you want to 100% lead me, you have to show me you're worthy of that. So yeah, that's something that has to be earned for sure. But I definitely love submitting for the right person. I think that's what us women were created to do. But we also have to also still keep our backbone.
Okay. That's valid. That's valid. So I want to ask you something too, because I heard you say it earlier. So when it comes to a relationship with a man, a masculine man who know himself, you know what I'm saying, type shit, what sounds more like you? I'm a boss or I'm the boss?
I'm a boss. I don't have to be the boss all the time,
Okay.
especially not if you're talking about when I'm with a guy
Mm-hmm.
or actually in general. I just don't have to be the boss anyway. I could be a boss. I'm cool with that. We both be bosses. It's all good. Like I said, I'm the boss in my work field all the time, even though I don't want to be half the time, but I am. So for me, when I come in the house, um, I want somebody to boss me around a little bit.
That's real. That's real.
Yeah.
So do you desire to be married again?
Oh, absolutely. I think marriage is part of any religion, and it's just part of life, and there's a lot of business benefits to it, and I'm a businesswoman, so yeah, absolutely. But again, I have to be married to the right one. I won't jump into a marriage just because someone buys me a big ring, and he's this big time hustler, and he's look good, and he's the one all the girls want and have nice clothes. That's not what I'm into no more. So it would definitely have to be, um, it would be very, it would have to be somebody that really passes all the tests first before I even allow them to be my boyfriend, let alone my husband.
That's real. That's real. So when did you say your last relationship was again?
Um, I can't say when it all the way ended, but we kind of broke up in 2020, and then we were just playing around with it back and forth up until I think on New Year's. I recently told him, well, I was stopped talking to him, and I was dealing with somebody for a while, and then that person and me stopped talking. I think they started dealing with somebody else, and I started dealing back with the ex again. Then we stopped, and then I was dealing with somebody else for a little bit, and I didn't like him like that, so I stopped dating him, and I just was working whatever. And the other one, the ex, was always trying to like pop back in, but I found out he had a girl, so I stopped dealing with him, the ex.
Damn.
Yeah, I walked up when I thought we were kind of working things out. I walked up on him in a mutual place we go to. He thought I was going to be out of town, and he was actually out with a girl. And I confronted him and got the information from the girl. And they were like an item on Valentine's Day when I was supposed to see him earlier that day, but I got busy or whatever. And that's when I found out. So I all the way cut him out my life then. And then I guess when that didn't work out for him, around that time, I think I was somewhat single. I was kind of messing with this other person again that I told you. I met somebody at a bank years ago, and I liked them, but like I said, it was like on and off. Like we'll deal with each other, we'll stop. We'll deal with each other, we stop. And and it was that time when we had stopped again. We had lost contact again. X came back around. X wasn't with nobody. I wasn't with nobody. We started trying to work it out. And something told me call that same girl that I caught him with, because she's a public person too. So I was able to find her info.
Mm.
And I found out he was still kind of creeping with her. So I left him alone again. And when I left him alone, I was just doing me. I was like, you know what? I always stop being single to be in these situationships, but I never like really just date multiple people. I never did that before. So I was like, well, let me try it. Let me go on different dates. Let me talk to different people. Let me let them know I'm talking to other people. You know, I was only sexually exclusive with one person, but I was going on dates with multiple people and talking to multiple people for a minute. And I saw what was out there, and I just was like, you know what? If I got to deal with this shit, I might as well get back with my ex, because I really do love him for real, and he loves me too. But I think we love each other as friends more than anything, and I think that's where we mess up, because we always get that confused with let's try to work it out. And once again, we start trying again last year, and we start kind of kicking it a little bit. And then he just kind of showed me that he's just not growing. I've grown, and he stopped growing a long time ago. And I've grown so far that we just had to leave it all the way alone. So on New Year's, coming into 2023, I had to tell him, like, you know what, we gotta just leave this shit alone for real. Like, cause I stopped. I guess I was stopping myself from growing with anybody else, even though there was some really good potential guys, because I was so stuck on the idea of what if we work this out? What if he comes back and does right this time? I shouldn't give anybody full access to me like that. And once I completed that body of work I discussed earlier, I created boundaries, and that's something I never set for anything or anybody or myself. Um, so now that I have boundaries, you just can't cross those like that. This is not like a open door policy where you can come and go as you please.
Mhm.
I have grown to respect myself more than that. So that's when I decided I had to cut that off completely. So I cut that off completely. Finally, after playing around for 3 years on this on and off stuff, we are completely done. We'll just be friends from afar. We both mutually agreed on that. But we broke up July 7th of 2020 initially. Like I said, we were playing back and forth for 3 years.
Right.
Then before that relationship, and that was from like, that only lasted like 2 years. Before that, I was single from uh, 2011. 2011. Me and my husband separated, and then he died in 2013. And I was so torn because, like I said, that was still the love of my life. And I took some time for myself just to kind of get myself better before I could start dating again. It took me about 7 years to start dating again.
Wow. Well, that's what's up. I mean, well, not what's up, but I know you had to
That's
heal.
what's up.
It,
I love it. I love the way things went for me. I love how they're going now.
everything happens for a reason.
Yeah.
So I want to know, like, would you ever marry outside your race or nationality?
Always. I only date black men. I don't date Hispanic men. I don't care for white men. So yeah, black men preferably.
Okay.
I think I want to try like Asian or something one day. Maybe a Jewish guy. Yeah, I don't know. With the things I'm trying to do in life, I might need to. But for now, I'm highly attracted to black men. I've always been. That's my preference.
Okay. In your opinion, what makes a man feel loved?
I feel like men are like, y'all kind of act like little boys. Y'all like affection. Y'all like nourishment. Um, and it depends on their love language. But from my experience, men love acts of service. They do. I recently found one that says he loves quality time as much as me, which is amazing because I'm not used to that. But I think that acts of service for men is is something that, from my experience, will let a guy know how you feel about him. So, and I like doing stuff like that. I love giving acts of service. Like I love doing special things just because. I love being nurturing. That's just in my nature to, cook and, do certain things. Might give a guy a massage on, when he had a long day, or do certain things for him. And, it makes me feel good. So From my experience, that kind of is my way of letting a guy know, because I'm not that good with saying it for some reason. I don't know. I'm not good at talking about it too good. I don't know. I'm getting better, but that's not my strong point. So that's how I let them know.
Okay, because at the end of the day, actions speak louder than words. So
yeah, for sure.
Your actions speaking this shit. Your words ain't gotta say nothing. So I want to know: is sex important to you in a relationship?
Very,
Okay.
very, but it's not the most important. It's up there, but it's not a deal breaker. Like if it's not that good, it's kind of like disappointing. But I don't think that I would. I haven't. I must say the best sex I've had wasn't with someone I was in a serious relationship with, though. It wasn't. It was the one I said I was on and off with outside of my ex the last couple of years. That's probably like the best I had. And weren't in a serious relationship. My serious relationships, the sex wasn't like, it was like cool, but I kind of, I'm more of a person that I think I climax the most when I'm being mentally stimulated and treated a certain way, and there's feelings involved. So for me, as good as sex may be, I'm not even going to reach my full climax until there's feelings involved, and like I said, the mental stimulation.
Okay.
So I'll work around it. But if I can have a whole package, oh my God, that's ideal. Especially a girl that works as long as me. After these long hours, sometimes I need to be taken care of.
I feel that. I feel that.
Mm-hmm.
So, Leesh, you ever had your heart broke before?
Yeah, but the two guys I just told you about.
So, is it safe to say you healed, or you still got emotional wounds that's open?
That's why I went and took that work, took that body of work I told you about. I knew that I had wounds. I had one wound that was healing, and before it was completely healed, I jumped into something else thinking I was healed, but I really wasn't truly healed. And I noticed some things about myself that were indicators that I wasn't all the way healed. I just got better. And some of us just get better, and then, like I said earlier, you just cover it up with something. But I don't do that no more. I definitely fully did the work I needed to do on myself, and that's what made me available to be able to receive the energy I'm receiving now.
That's real. So tell me about some of your triggers.
Triggers, like me
like some
angry.
or just something that could take you back to one of those wounds that was open. Like what I'm saying. Like what would a guy do?
I don't even have many triggers, and when I see like red flags, I kind of just like
cut it off, nip it in the bud.
I just cut it off. Then really like inconsistency. I don't like inconsistency. Always leads back to something else that I don't like. So a lot of things I don't like stem from inconsistency and disloyalty. So those are things I don't like. I mean, anything that falls under that, somebody trying to be doing some slick shit, they just need to stay from around me.
That's real. Okay, so I want to ask too, how many times have you been sent to the clinic?
Hey, Joe. How many times have I what?
How many times have you been sent to the clinic?
Sent to the clinic?
Yeah, for like STI or something like that.
Never, thank God. Oh my God. Is that the norm?
Yeah, I always ask the women this.
Thank God, never. I ain't gonna lie. One time I went and I thought I had something, and it was just like a BV, whatever, bacterial something. Boy, I was ready to snap on somebody. But no, I've actually had good partners, and I actually carry my own condoms too. But the ones that I didn't use condoms with, thank God they didn't give me nothing crazy, because I would have been pissed.
Right.
But yeah, no, I've been blessed. I hear stories though.
Hey, you'd be surprised the stories I hear on here.
I know some men that told me that they had to go. My dad even told me, he said that one time he messed with this girl and she gave him the crabs.
Mm.
He said he always wanted a white girl with red hair. And he said, because he always dated black women, and then my mom Puerto Rican, but he said that he just tried it just because he was like, everybody wants to try something. So I tried it, white girl with red hair. He said, man, she gave me crabs.
God
Mm-hmm.
damn.
Call them something else. Yeah, he was very old, so he called him like the clap. I don't know, the claps or crabs. Or I don't know what he said. It was something like that.
He was
I
um,
didn't. I never heard of anyone else say that. I don't even know if that's still around or whatever. But yeah, I definitely
crab.
do my checkups. No matter who I'm with, though. Even if I'm like when I was married, if I'm in a relationship and I know he's straight, I'm straight. Like I still get my checkups though, because I don't know what he got going on.
All right, that part.
Yeah.
So have you ever been in a domestic abusive relationship?
Never been in a domestic abusive consistently relationship, but my ex did one time. We got into a little altercation, and she did choke me.
Wait, hold on.
And
You say he or she?
no,
Okay,
there's no
okay,
she there.
okay. No, no. I was just
But
making sure I heard.
no, he, and this before we were actually together. We got into it, and he was drunk, and he choked me, and he left a mark on my neck. And I was about to be done with him then because I don't even play like that. My dad and my stepdad, they never even disciplined me, so I'm not used to like a man hitting me and stuff. And I remember back in the day, it was the guy I was talking to, and I kind of caught him in a car with a girl. And like I said, I used to like to fight, so I tried to fight the girl. He got out the car. He wouldn't let her out the car. I was trying to drag her out the car to fight her. He got out the car and he hit me and he knocked one of my teeth through my lip and
What?
and blacked my eye. Yes, and I remember that actually a couple days later I had some makeup on, and it was All Star Weekend in Philly, and I actually met my ex husband. That's when I met him. I was out with a ton of makeup on. He didn't even see the black eye. But yeah, I have been through that before. And then one time I had a guy stalking me, and he almost tried to kill me. He followed me in my apartment. I was only 17. He didn't know how old I was because I used to be out there lying about my age. And he was a lot older than me, and I was just a little gold digger back then. And I wanted him to give me some money. He was giving me money, paying my rent, whatever. He wanted the goods, and I ain't give him the goods. So he tried to take the goods one day. He caught
No.
me. I was a stripper back then, and I came in real late, and I went in the house, and I told him I'd holler at him later. I tried to close the door behind me, and it didn't work. He chased me upstairs. He whooped my ass. He wrapped the telephone. Back then we had house phones. We had a real long cord because we didn't have a cordless, so we had this real long cord so that we could take the whole phone part
Yeah.
in whatever room. And he took that long cord that went from the wall to the phone, and he wrapped it around my neck, and I passed out, and he left me like that. And my roommate found me. That has happened to me as well. And then, yeah, I think that's it. I got kidnapped before.
Right.
I got kidnapped, and he beat me up too. Yeah, I had a guy kidnap me and actually try to sex traffic me. It didn't work because I escaped before he could. But that happened to me when I was 15. I was 15 or 16. I was like some age like that. I was like young though. And he whooped my ass real bad. But other than those situations, no, not from an actual boyfriend or someone I was like with, except for like I said, right before I got in this relationship that I just left a couple years ago. That one, he did choke me one time. That was like the worst feeling. I never had nobody do that before. Oh my God, I thought I was going to die. And it took me a long time to really look past that because I almost didn't know how I even loved him so much after that or even forgave him because I'm not used to men putting their hands on me and stuff. I didn't grow up like that.
All right, for sure, for sure.
Hmm.
Now, yeah, shit, I can't wait till this screenplay in this motherfucking docu series come out.
I'm telling you,
Yeah.
I got a story to tell. So when people come to me with excuses why they can't get started or why they can't find money or they can't invest in themselves or they can't, listen, I had all the odds against me, baby. Don't tell me you can't. At one time, I didn't know if I could ever, um, how I was going to eat or keep a roof over my head without, showing my body or having sex with a guy that can take care of me um, or selling drugs or helping a guy I was dating sell his. Like, I thought there was really no life outside of that. It was a foolish thinking, but I thought so small at one time in my life. I had all the odds against me, I didn't even have a high school diploma. I didn't know algebra. I didn't know shit. I never even got past ninth grade. So for me, it the way I was raised and the things I've been through, if I can do it, like, I don't want to hear your excuses. Like, just holler at me when you're ready. Click the link in the bio, invest in yourself, and pay for a conversation with me. And then I'll get you to the next level. Because other than that, I don't want to hear your excuses. Just call me when you're ready to execute, and we're going to make it happen. And I could come up with solutions because of me having to overcome all the odds and all the things I've been through. And I had to be very strategic and find a way. A way wasn't handed to me, so I had to find a way. So
Yep.
I'm very good at that. I'm very good at, motivating the unmotivated, inspiring the uninspired, and giving solutions to everybody who has all these fake ass problems that they keep coming up with and excuses to why they can't get to the next level. That's what I'm good at.
Yeah. Okay. So, Leesh, I want to know: have you ever had an OnlyFans?
Have we had what?
Have you ever had an OnlyFans?
I did. I still have one.
Oh, okay. I ain't subscribed.
It's in my bio. So I started on OnlyFans, and I didn't really want to show anything too explicit. And these guys like, fuck you. I'm not paying this membership. You're not showing enough. Show me some pussy. I had that so many times. Show me this. Show me that. And I'm like, listen, I ain't going to show you all that. But I'll tell you what I am going to do. I'm going to change my OnlyFans. And I changed my OnlyFans too. Instead of just trying to be flirty a little bit and showing them like the little bare minimum, I'm like, that ain't even me. Like, I'm so past that. Not that I knock it, because if these girls, listen, I know somebody right now that just made it's a guy, he made 300,000 in less than a year on his OnlyFans. I know girls who are making thousands, tens of thousands of dollars on theirs, but that's their line of work, that's their lane. It really ain't my lane. I don't have no interest in that. I don't want them to take my pictures somewhere else. And what I do and how I want to start a 501c and, and I also want to start an organization to help, troubled teen girls and girls that kind of were where I was at one time. And what kind of example am I setting for them that you got to use your body? Like, no, I used it when I had to. I sold drugs when I had to. I used my body when I had to. But when you don't have to and you're just doing it, now you're just lazy. But once you use those things as resources and tools to go do something else and do something more and be something more, you shouldn't turn back to that. And then especially if you're trying to lead by example, and I'm definitely trying to lead by example and help these women with solutions. So I'm not going to add on to the problem. And my main focus is kids and teens. So definitely that's not the image I'm looking for. So what I did was I have an OnlyFans, but all I do is show like me in Home Depot or me like tell it like kind of some stuff that's on my Instagram and just kind of be on there. So I don't have many followers and that's okay. But you do get the nosy people who just want to see what's on there. They're gonna pay that $10. So yeah, I do get a little check, but it's nothing too crazy. I mean, that little bit of money, I use that for my marketing and advertising on Instagram. That gets me more traffic for what I really need it for. That's all I really use it for, to be honest, for my ads.
Okay, that's what's up. That's what's up.
Yeah, I'm very strategic. Like I said, everything I do is strategic for sure.
I like that. I like that. So it's safe to say you don't have any sex tapes out.
No, absolutely not.
Okay. Do you have any crazy exes out there?
No. Don't have that, thank God.
Got you.
My
I got you.
ex is cool as fuck. I only have 2 exes. And like I said, he's cool as hell. It's not crazy at all. Like, he's actually a really good guy. We just not, we don't have the same love language. He don't like spending quality time. I do. His extra time is like goes towards friends and shit out there with other girls or whatever he got going on that I don't have to be a part of, So we just don't see eye to eye on certain things, and that's it. But he's actually a really good person, man. He's a fantastic dad. He's a really good friend. Like, he's a very good friend. He's always there for me. So is his family. So I can't say anything bad about him. And my ex-husband, he wasn't crazy. He was cool as hell. He actually let me do me because he was busy doing him, I guess. I don't know. But when we broke up, he wasn't crazy at all. He would just, pop in and out. He always wanted to flex his muscle, see if he still had it. But he was a go-getter, man. We used to get money together. He was a good friend of mine. He was like family. So when he died, that really, I was really upset about that one. But no, I don't have any exes that are crazy. I do have people that wanted to talk to me or wanted something with me, And I told them no because I saw red flags or just didn't really like them like that. And they didn't take it so well. They kind of used the wrong choice of words, I would say. And um, uh, I don't know, maybe I just like blocked them because they would just say stuff like in my DM that I don't want to hear. I kind of block out any negative energy. But I don't have those kind of relationships. Like I don't even keep them kind of people around me. Like if you crazy or you just unmotivated, you're just not gonna be around me anyway. So it's cool.
Okay. No, that's what's up. That's what's up. So like, all right. So like, this concludes the first half. The second half is just segments. They should go by quick, less than 5 minutes. So I want to know what's your thoughts on on the show, Wife Boo so far.
It's cool. You have some really good questions. I think you had some really good questions. I think it's straight.
Okay. Thank you. I appreciate that feedback. Shout out to everybody that's tuned in. Follow the Wife Boo podcast and donate to the show. Now, this first segment is
And
called.
not your averagepreneur. Don't forget now.
Oh, that part. So, this first segment is called This or That. I'm gonna just name two different this or that. You know what I'm saying? You can choose either or, right? And then any question you don't feel comfortable, just say pass.
Okay, that's cool.
All right. So, clean shaved or bearded?
So so the first one or the second one?
Yeah. So basically, like you got the clean shaved face or the bearded face.
Bearded.
All right.
I thought you wanted me to answer this or
I mean,
that.
yeah. So
Okay.
you said bearded. So it's clean shaved or
So
bearded.
that
So
that would be bearded, right?
yeah. I mean, but you ain't got to say that or this.
Okay, bearded. Okay, I
Say
got you. I got you. I didn't know how you wanted your, it's your show. I'm trying to.
No, I
But yeah,
appreciate that.
I,
You know.
I like bearded, but I like groomed beard.
Okay. Taller than or shorter than?
I want them to be taller than me.
Older than or younger than?
Younger. I prefer younger.
Hairy or not hairy?
Not hairy. I do not like hair.
Protector or provider?
Provider.
Now,
That's a tough one.
you said, yeah, I know, right?
That's a tough one. That's a tough one, but I'll take the provider. We could work on the protection. We can hire protection.
Okay. 9 to 5 or entrepreneur?
Entrepreneur.
Rappers or athletes?
Athletes.
Interracial relationship or same race relationships?
Interracial.
Wine or tea?
Tea.
Talking on the phone or FaceTime?
FaceTime.
Lighter complexion or darker complexion?
Them darker.
Smoker or drinker?
Ugh.
And when I say smoke, I'm thinking weed.
That's a tough one. If they're social drinkers, that's cool. Yeah, I'd prefer a social drinker than a smoker.
Okay. Hickeys or sexting?
Sexting.
Doggy style or missionary?
Missionary.
Squirter or cream?
You said what?
Squirter or cream?
Squirter.
Oral or anal?
Oral.
Okay, yeah. So that was this or that. You know what I'm saying? That was that segment.
Those are some crazy questions.
Right. They got a little hot as they went on, right? So this next one is called Would You Rather? So kind of some of the same thing, but it's kind of a little more challenging, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to know, would you rather have a man that's perfectly shaped but cock-eyed, or a gorgeous man who has halitosis?
Gorgeous man that's cockeyed or someone with halitosis. I
No,
don't
no.
like right.
The gorgeous man got the halitosis. The perfectly shaped man, in your opinion, he got the cock-eyed. He the one cock-eyed.
Both of them could be fixed with surgery, though.
So which one would you rather?
The other one is a gorgeous man.
Yeah, so it's the gorgeous man with the halitosis or the perfectly shaped man who's cock-eyed?
Damn, that's a tough one. You say gorgeous, that means his body right and his face?
Well, I was just thinking the face, and then the other guy, his face probably cool, but his
No,
body.
I'm in the bodies more than faces. Faces are cool, but I like nice bodies. I like a guy who's like like thin in shape, athlete build or something. Yeah. So yeah, I would say
So you,
I take the cock out. I had to get over it. I had to get over it. Or maybe surgery, either or.
all right, that's cool. This last segment is called Best Impersonation, and then we're gonna conclude the show. So, with that being said, give me your best impersonation of a Puerto Rican woman.
Me.
I mean, you just say some shit and like impersonate a Puerto Rican if I never met a Puerto Rican woman. And what I mean by that, like, I know you Americanized, but I'm talking about like a straight up, real deal, full blown Puerto Rican.
No me jode más. That means like don't bother me no more. You know, like my mom says that shit a lot. But yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I'm pretty Americanized. Been around more black people my whole life, but I speak Spanish though. Speak Spanish, cook Spanish, all of that. I have not let go of my culture, and I definitely I clean every Saturday to, Spanish music. I love Spanish music too. I just don't listen to it on the regular. I'm like more of like a city girls kind of girl. But I definitely still incorporate some of the Spanish in my playlist. And yeah, I love my culture for sure.
Yeah. That was up. That was up. Well, I appreciate you, and everybody that's tuning in on live, drop them rings or them X emojis if you think our special guest Leesh not your average entrepreneur. If you think she's
Better see
white,
the rings.
let her know if she's wifeable. Yeah, I dropped them emojis. And in the meantime, between time, Leesh, now that you've been on the Wifeable podcast, give me your overall, takeaways, any comments, last comments, or questions or concerns.
Let me see what y'all got for me. I hear crickets. What about
We
you?
got we got rings. I see some rings. We got somebody say it's a wife.
Oh yeah, that's um that's somebody we were just talking about.
Okay, yeah. So we got shit. Everybody dropping the rings.
I mean, if he said that's a wife, then that's kind of good. That's somebody who knows me very well. Let me see who else dropped the rings. A couple of my homegirls, a couple of my friends. Okay, I see some hard eyes and some hundreds. And I don't know. I haven't seen any. Did I see any X's yet?
Nah, I haven't even seen any. So it's
Well, you know what? I see kissy faces. I see hearts. I see rings. I hear I'm spicy. Yeah, I see a lot of rings and hearts, man. I'm glad that y'all fucking with me. That's what's up. I appreciate that for sure.
yeah, yes. So
That's
Lee,
good stuff.
now that you've been on the show, tell me your thoughts about it, and then we're gonna let you go.
I think your show is amazing. I think it's cool. I think you have great content, great conversation. I think we need to get you a better background. But not saying nothing bad about your background, but we got to spice it up a little bit.
Almost
Because
there.
everything I touch, I like to make it big. You know what I'm saying? I would love to be on your show again. I have a few people I could recommend that can really have some great conversation pieces for you and some answers. Um, and I think it's great. I mean, I can't say nothing bad about it. I think you cool as hell. You have great questions.
Appreciate that. Appreciate that. And most definitely, I'm grateful to have you on the show throughout your busy schedule. And most definitely looking forward to building with you on other endeavors as well. I'm in the Atlanta area, so
Oh,
you know,
you are
yeah,
good. Okay, I
yeah,
wasn't sure where you guys were at.
yeah. So,
Wait,
but I do it.
are you in Stone Mountain? Are you that one or somebody else?
Mm-mm. No, I'm in South Fulton with it. I'll be up in Marietta with it too. So,
Okay.
uh,
South Florida's a little closer. But no, someone else was telling me to get on their podcast, but they're like in Stone Mountain. Now I got to look at my calendar because I almost forgot about this one. I
yeah,
canceled the
not this
doctor's
one.
appointment. I canceled the doctor's appointment to make sure. Look at my foot. Hold on. Can you see it?
No,
But I canceled the doctor's appointment because I was like, hold on, the doctor's appointment at 2, the podcast at 2. But I changed it. I'll just go Thursday. It's cool. But yeah, definitely. It was great talking to you.
I appreciate that for real, for
Man, I
real.
gotta go check on my properties. I'm sure they've been calling and texting. They don't know what the hell they're going to do. They act like they don't know what to do without me. So I definitely need to get back to the grind. But thanks for having me. I appreciate it. And yeah, it was a great conversation. Actually, you made me, realize some things about myself. You know what I'm saying? I'm one hell of a catch.
Real shit. And everybody on the live thinks so as well. So take care of that leg and take care of them properties. And I'll be talking to you soon, okay?
Yeah, and y'all follow Not Your Averagepreneur if you're not already following me. And don't be scared to click the link in the bio and get the information you need. All right, y'all. Peace out.
That part. Peace.
All right, cool.
All right.